How do you guys respond to people who are angry at you? For people like me who were bullied growing up, it hits different. I've never understood how some people can just be in a shouting match with somebody and call them everything under the sun, and then 5 minutes later be on the phone with their grandma talking about getting together on Sunday like that argument never happened. Because for people like me, it's hard to let that stuff go because it's a trigger. And I know trigger is one of those words that we all think is woke nowadays, but the original meaning of it is something that brings back a traumatic memory. Like if somebody was locked in the closet when they were little as punishment, every time they see a closet, it's going to hit different. You're never going to get them in that closet by themselves, especially with the door shut. That's a trigger. So most of my life, if somebody was angry at me, I just kind of froze. I never really knew what to say. I was at a loss for words. And then later on, I would think of all the things that I should have said, and I'd be mad because it's too late. And then I had to put that anger somewhere, which usually meant going home after work, immediately starting to drink, and complaining to my wife about work for like an hour or more sometimes, just going in circles and stewing in this hate. And that never brought me any peace. It just made the situation worse. When I became an independent owner-operator 7 years ago, I suddenly found myself in a world where everything came down to me. I was my own boss, almost. Not 100%, because you still have to answer to the broker. And if you're going to be rude with customers, it's going to get back to them and they could decide not to use you anymore. So whenever somebody is rude to me or they got an attitude, I had to learn how to be firm with them and not rude. And that takes discipline. I've listened to a lot of motivational and self-help videos over the last decade, and they have really helped me with standing up for myself in a respectful manner. Pre-2020, Jordan Peterson is very helpful. Anything after that's just a little too political for me. It's kind of hard for people like us because sometimes your voice can tremble when you stand up for yourself, and that can be embarrassing, or you just forget what to say. You freeze up. Get somebody that you trust to practice standing up for yourself with. Put yourself in some scenarios you might experience at work or at school, and over time you'll become more competent at standing up for yourself. And this one's difficult, especially for me, but you have to learn how to not be angry, bitter, and resentful after standing up for yourself for the rest of the day or the week for that matter. It can really eat you alive. Things that might help are having a conversation with somebody you trust, or listening to some relaxing music, or watching some self-help videos.